Welcome everybody to the Celeb Gigs Effect. I am your host, Monae Everett. Come on in. While you are here, please leave a note of your name, who you are, and what you do. Welcome, call my agent. Today is going to be a great episode. I am inviting in one of my former students from CELEB Gigs Academy, Cynthia. And while we are awaiting Cynthia, I am going to get started and tell you guys a little bit about today's show. Come on in. Let me know where you're watching from. In today's episode of the CELEB Gigs Effect, it's about what happens when an artist stops blending in and starts really standing out and being seen as a leader. Today, I'm sitting down with Cynthia, a CELEB Gigs Academy alum, to talk about how her career shifted once she got clear on her positioning, from attracting higher level clients to stepping into mentorship and leadership within the industry. This conversation isn't about doing more work. It's about being recognized differently, building trust, and creating longevity beyond the chair. Okay, are we here? Hey, Cindy. Making sure you're here and have joined. Okay, Cindy, we're just about ready to pull you in. You can go ahead and hit that join the live button for us, Cynthia. Hey, Courtney, how you doing? Okay, I see your request. Oh, hey, pretty lady. How you doing?
I am doing great. How about yourself, Monae?
Wonderful. I'm actually going to do your intro again because I want you to be here while I do it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, no problem. So, in today's episode of the CELEB Gigs Effect, it's all about what happens when an artist stops blending in and starts being seen as a leader. I'm sitting down with Cynthia, a CELEB Gigs Academy alum, to talk about how her career shifted once she got clear on her positioning. And started attracting higher level clients and started stepping into mentorship and leadership within the industry. This conversation isn't just about doing more work, it's about being recognized differently, building trust, and creating longevity beyond the chair. So let's get into it. Cynthia, tell everybody all about yourself and don't give one of those super shy intros. Make sure to tell the people what you've been up to.
Okay, so folks, I'm not going to leave anything out on the table. I'm going to let it all out. My name is Cynthia. I am out of Tallahassee, Florida. I am originally from Miami, Florida. And I have been in the beauty industry for well over 15 years. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I decided, hey, I'm ready to be all in. So I became a licensed cosmetologist. And from going to shows, I wanted to make sure I taken the full experience. And so I decided to join a class about 2, 3 years ago. It has been, and that at that point, that's when I became a part of Celebrity Gigs Academy. But before all of that, I was catering to clients specializing in natural hair, providing extension and lock services. And I just wanted to just go above and beyond and just get out of the box. But in addition to that, I do have a background in accounting and finance. But on top of that, I love the beauty industry. And so I have found ways to put all of those pieces together and make it work wonders for me and others as well.
Wonderful. Yeah, I remember us meeting, was it maybe at Premiere Orlando that we met?
Premier Orlando.
And you were so into the class, and it was just wonderful to look out into the audience to see you. Because sometimes, if I'm teaching a class, I don't know, like, are people getting what they need? So I look for that reassurance from the audience. And I knew that you and I were really connecting. And I'm so happy that you signed up for Celeb Gigs Academy because you have gone well above what I even envisioned for students in Celeb Gigs Academy. And we got a chance to talk a little bit. I'm going to jump right into the questions, but Cynthia, the things that you just shared with me that you've been working on, we're going to have to make sure to cover. And if you're interested in finding out more about what you can do in this industry, make sure to join my free webinar tonight at 8. You can sign up at celebgigs.com. All right. So before Celeb Gigs Academy, how would you describe the level of clients and opportunities that you were attracting?
It was really bare minimum. It was really bare minimum. It and I became tired. But I just did not know, like, okay, what do I need to do to get out of the mundane tasks that I was doing? A way to just set myself on another trajectory so that I can attract those ideal clients. I was just going through the normal routine of just showing up in the salon, providing the service, and just doing videos and photos on my phone and just thinking that, okay, that's just it. But I knew I was missing something.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like the artists just show up, they do a great job, they take a few pictures, everybody loves them, and then they get booked. But people don't realize there are so many layers and so much preparation that must happen in order to get you to the next level. Okay, so what made you realize that standing out and not just being talented was going to get you to the next chapter?
So I remember this, if you recall, when I came to your class, I had already been in the process of training and working with other talented professionals through my
Hmm.
apprenticeship program. And the young lady in my salon, she did the braided baldy on my hair.
I remember. I remember.
And I came to your course with the braided baldy. And I said to myself at the show, I'm getting stopped by all sorts of people, from barbers to
Hmm.
everyone is stopping me, wanting to take photos. And I come to your course and I said to myself, okay, Cynthia, if you're getting all this attraction from your hair from someone that you trained, like, it's time to take it a step further. Like,
Hmm.
put yourself out there. Just imagine how much more further you can go if you're exposed to a different ram in the industry. And so it was all about just that made me want to bet on myself right there at Premier Orlando and make the investment into CGA.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, did you train the young lady that created the braided baldy, the one who went viral?
No, so the one who created the braided baldy, her name is Tookie Did It. She's out of California. And so my staff member saw the look,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
so at first I did it on another person and I was there training her because it's all about your creative ingenuity and you don't have to follow the same exact flow that the other braider did, but allow for your the creative ingenuity to just flow in and decide if you're going to do a flower, if you're going to do a rose,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. And so when she saw that I did that on someone, and she was like, well, Cynthia, yours look great, but it doesn't look the same, but it's great and you're getting compliments. So I gave her the opportunity to do that on me.
There's nothing like seeing potential in someone and helping them realize it and being a part of it and seeing the benefits of it. So that's wonderful. So, at what point did you notice people responding differently to your work or choosing your work, your presence? At what point did you notice, maybe after taking Celeb Gigs Academy, that you were being regarded differently?
So one of the things I want to say, before Celeb Gigs Academy, I have always been a person who tried to operate with structure,
Yes.
operate with integrity. But and then I always keep in mind that your character is going to precede you, no matter if you're talented or
Yes.
not. But after Celeb Gigs Academy, one of the things I thought about was, okay, I have to position myself to work with celebrities. So if I'm going
Yes.
to present myself to work with celebrities, that means not only does my talent have to show up, but the way that I show up physically in terms of my attire needs to be on par. So if I'm getting myself ready to meet someone, let's say Taraji P. Henson, listen, I'm putting on my
Mm-hmm.
best outfit. I'm trying to make sure my mascara, everything is in order. So the same way, even though I do not have Hollywood celebrities sitting in my chair, I started showing up to the salon as though my current clients are celebrities. And so
Yes.
I really changed up, and people started feeling that. My clients, my existing clients started feeling that, and they started questioning me. Cynthia, are you going to be leaving us? I said, no. Why would you think? Because I started showing up differently, because I said, okay, I just made this investment in CGA. Now it's time to make sure that my presentation aligns with that.
So true. So you said multiple things that stand out to me. One of the things I talk about in the beginning of Celeb Gigs Academy is treating the client in your chair as a celebrity, because you never know who they are connected to. You never know who they'll walk out of that salon and say, my hairstylist would be amazing for this photo shoot, for this high-end wedding, for this event. People only see what you present in front of them. They have no idea if you're this amazing hairstylist or makeup artist, but you look like you just rolled out of bed all the time. They have no idea how you're going to show up on that set. They cannot assume that you want to be in a different environment, because there are people like us who thrive, who can work in different locations, but there's other people who love being stationary. Clients do not want to get involved in the hubbub. They just want to see you as who you are and help you remain great and where you want to be. But when they see you getting dressed, when they see you being timely, when they see you showing up, when they see you taking classes, all of a sudden, because you've made the first step, your clients will actually help you make additional steps. So I love that you brought that out. And also, one thing that a lot of people really struggle with is the extra work involved in uh, image. If we're going to be the image professional, it's not like back in the day where you would show up and your hairstylist had hair all over her head, the makeup artist, had nothing on her face, and her skin didn't even look great. At this level, especially when you're trying to break in, you have to go those extra steps and do your hair and makeup, even when I don't feel like it.
You
And
know
that's most
what?
of the time.
You're so on par, because I want to add this story right here. This happened
Please
earlier
do.
this year. This happened earlier this year. I have a client. All I've been doing for her for the past 2 years is braiding services, but she had an engagement for a article feature, and the photographer and all the people that were lined up, things did not pan out the way they needed to. So she was
Mm-hmm.
stuck. She did not have a photography person. The makeup artist bailed out. She called me at the last minute. She said, Cynthia, I have a question for you. I don't know if you do these type of engagements, but I see how you come to the shop. I see how you present yourself.
Yep.
You're always dressed up really nice. Can I pay you an extra? She paid like extra $300. She was like, can you do my makeup and can you help me pick out my wardrobe?
I love that for you. So this is not even a question on the list, but please tell us what it was like to do other creative crafts outside of your norm. What was that like doing her makeup and helping her find wardrobe?
It literally gave me a sense of agency, right? In the sense of she trusted me to do this.
Yeah.
And, of course, I went through the process of looking at previous photos that she had on social media to kind of get a feel for her look, what she likes to go for, her color. Peach was more so of her color palette. So when I went through her wardrobe and I was like, yeah, we're not doing this. This is not going to work. What type of scenery are we going to go to? And the great thing about it is, I know this is a little bit beyond, above and beyond, but I started learning how to fly the drone. So I have a drone. So I was
Yes.
able to capture some drone footage for her. But from there, when I tell you, it has taken that client relationship to a whole different level now, to where now anything that she has coming up, she secures me in advance. She's paying in advance. And I mean, oh my, she's telling people about me. I went to a birthday party her husband invited me to, and she's just like, she's just literally telling everyone about me. And because of that, that agency that I created, it has now allowed for me to make connections with other people in her circle.
Smart, smart, smart. I love what I'm hearing. So it's really nice that you came to Celeb Gigs Academy. You learned some bits because you came already a great hairstylist, and now people are trusting you different with their entire image. I love that for you. I love that for you. So I have other questions, but I just can't wait to get into this. Can you talk to us about a time that you really bet on yourself and you decided you wanted to do something different and maybe do an outside venture, maybe the one we recently spoke about? Can you tell the audience how that went?
Yes. So March, let me go look forward. June of this year, I realized, okay, I'm helping people with their looks. I've dibbled and dabbled in makeup, but it was like, Cynthia, you're still not there. There's another level you need to reach, because since COVID, here in our city, it seems like beauty professionals are doing their own thing. So I was like, what is a way that I can go ahead and create another level of agency, create another level of authority in the industry? And I said, you know what? I'm going to put on a fall fashion hair show. And at the moment, I was like, really? Are you really going to do this? Like, do you even know what it takes? You've never put on a show before. But the one thing about it is, I've been a part of shows, so I understood what happened behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And so I did talk to an advisor, and she was like, hey, just reach out to Dillard's. So I did some research and find out that they've done it in other major cities. And I said, okay, let's see if they're willing to do it here in Tallahassee. And so I put together a proposal. And again, everything that I've learned from CGA in terms
Mm-hmm.
of how to present your models, your mood board, the looks, I came with all of that in
Yep.
terms of how my models would look, because they asked me, okay, what type of models you're going to have. And so I made sure that when I communicated to them, that I told them my models will be everyday people, but some of them would also be models who have established influence on social media, so that when they're wearing the Dillard's fashion, people can see that. But I would say that in addition to that, I created a salon award um platform to where people can select the best salon in the city. And so based on the person or the salon that came in first or second place from this, they would be mentioned at the show. Because I didn't just want this to be about me, because at the end of the day, the beauty industry does not end or stop with us. We have to
Yes.
make sure that we are creating a plan for continuity to establish excellence in the industry. And so I wanted this show to be that, with every extension that was a part of it, from dealers to the photographer to the makeup and everything else. But the show happened. There was a lot of planning. And I thank God for my team and everyone that helped. But in the end, the looks, the hair, the makeup, everything came together so beautifully. And the other beauty professionals that were in attendance, they communicated to me after the fact, whether it was the same day, the day after, the week after, but they were like, you know what? Thank you so much. And I even invited barbers into the show to provide haircuts for the male models,
Mm-hmm.
because there is collaboration, there's power in collaboration.
Yes, yes, yes. So look at you creating a legacy, understanding that your work is bigger than just you. We are stronger together than apart. What is it? Collaboration over competition. And I feel we cannot miss what Cynthia is saying. She knew that there was a bigger path for her. She stepped out on faith. She took courses, Select Gigs Academy being part of it, but other courses. She did her research. She applied for sponsorship. She brought a really large sponsor to a smaller market and put other people on. If you have a dream, you can achieve it. If your creator gave you a dream, you can create it. And if you're anything like me and so many other beauty professionals I know, a lot of us were not supported. So a lot of us feel like, oh, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. Being a hairstylist uniquely qualifies you to do so many other things. You're a visionary, you're a collaborator, you're creating access for other people, because I'm going to tell you, what is the African proverb? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, you need a team.
Yes.
You will find this out one way or another. So let
Hmm.
me take this moment to thank everybody who's watching. Please give us some hearts, give us some likes, throw any questions that you have in the comments. That's the only way that the gram knows people care about what we're talking about, and more people need to know about Cynthia. So let's go ahead and give some hearts, some likes, some questions. Drop them below where the comment is. Okay, so. Woo, you are doing, oh my God, so many amazing things. So, how did this change so how did creating a show change the way you see your role in the industry?
So now I definitely view myself as I've always viewed myself as an educator, but now I view myself as someone who has created agency and definitely have a platform. And I need to operate in the level of authority that has been bestowed upon me so that I can continue in that. But also it has allowed for me to identify potential in certain people and help them to build upon that, and give them that level of confidence, to help them establish that confidence as well. And so it's amazing the things that are about to happen, that I can feel is about to happen. Sometimes you're scared, but you got to do it scared and just go for it. Um, and so yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. So that takes me into the next thing that we discussed that you are doing, which is so amazing. I understand you have your own mentorship program. How are you giving back to newer artists?
And so with the newer artists, sometimes it can be difficult to get new clients. And as I said in a previous statement, we have to understand that the beauty industry does not start and end with us. We have to have a plan for continuity. And so, with the current program that I have an apprenticeship program where individuals who are great braiders or they're just coming out of beauty school, they can come and work with me in my establishment.
Hmm.
Or if they want to not become an apprentice, there is another program they can join with me. But in that program, outside of the apprenticeship, I go through a lot of business foundational elements, establishing structure, and then they're able to join my salon directory. And because I know that sometimes I'm 2, 3 weeks booked out, right? And so
Yeah.
people reach out to me for certain services, but because of this person that has taken, my business foundational course, I'm able to add them into my directory and refer a client out to them. And upon that first referral, there is a commission fee that the stylist will pay out to me one time. And so that's a great way for me to let that referring client know that I trust in the work of this stylist. They're a
Yeah.
person of integrity and I value their work. And it helps to establish a level of trust all the way around.
So you said so many great things. You're probably at least my third or fourth alumni who I know has created their own agency, because at this point you're acting as an agent, and that's wonderful. You are providing opportunities and income for other people instead of simply telling the client no. That is amazing. That helps to strengthen the community. That helps to strengthen your community. That helps to strengthen your salon when you're bringing in qualified people and training them up. And I think that that's wonderful. Another thing I'm going to say is I feel like braiders are an overlooked part of our industry. I think the industry doesn't really know what to do with them because some braiders don't have a cosmetology license at all. Some only have a natural hair or braider license, and some are full cosmetologists. And I have found that I have had really great success with braiders in Celeb Gigs Academy. I have found them to be very hardworking. I found them to understand that different principles of business and how they need to work together and create looks. But there's so much money out here for braiders. There are the male celebrities, the basketball players, the soccer players, the football players. Now hockey players. There are
Boxing.
the boxing. There are the celebrities' children who will
Mm-hmm.
book you and pay the same amount. There's so much money. And my first book was actually on braided styles. And what was unique about this book was I really used braids as a base. So at the end, you didn't always know it was a braid. The reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of braiders have these fundamentals and they can easily build on top. So I love that you're bringing in an underserved part of the beauty industry and truly helping them. Amazing, amazing. So, for artists who want to grow beyond doing hair, makeup, or braiding alone, what do they need to understand about positioning themselves?
So positioning yourself is really critical. Like everything that you do now is part of, you're kind of building a staircase. And so you have to make sure that the conversations that you're having with clients are going to take you ultimately to where you want to go, to your destination. So you want to make sure, like, so I want to say this: when a client leaves your chair, make sure before they leave, have conversation with them about understanding what their lifestyle is about, what they have coming up, because you want to make sure that you're making this a relationship driven thing going on here. And so,
Mm-hmm.
because you never know, if you don't have that conversation with them, you don't know when they're going to come back. But I'm very intentional, and this is how you're going to allow yourself to position yourself in a way where you can have constant business, and people are always, you're going to always be at the top of people's minds. And
Mm-hmm.
so the client said, hey, I have a wedding coming up. The client says, oh, I'm about to apply, I'm about to get a new job, I'm starting this job as director.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
guess what? When that client told me, oh, she's about to start a job as director, my question to her was, do you have headshots? She said, no. I said, oh, so this is what we're going to do. Your next appointment is January 15th, right? Okay, let's go ahead. Is it okay if I go ahead and get you some headshots done? Oh, sure. Okay, I need you to bring navy blue suit, gray collared shirt. Let me match your
Mm-hmm.
skin tone. Let me match your skin tone. I have my Photoshop, my photography shadow box lights. I had the
Mm-hmm.
room already set up. So when she came in, I did her hair, and literally we had professional headshots. And then she said,
Wow.
Cynthia, oh my goodness, this was so timely because I got to the job and they asked me for headshots and I had them. So you have to be very forward thinking. Don't just think about like right now, oh, I'm about to make X amount of dollars and it's on to the next. No, think about what this client has going on in their life and how you can serve them better and make their life so much easier. Because you got to find a way to keep the wheel turning. You got to find a way to keep the wheel turning. And then if they have a wedding coming up, you find out, hey, how can I make it work? And one of the things I did not have before CGA, I didn't have proposals ready.
Yep.
And literally,
Mm-hmm.
I started having my bridal proposals ready. And I just secured a bride 3 weeks ago. The wedding's in February. Like, literally, I had the whole proposal ready. I have my different packages, and she paid for my flight. She paid for my hotel room already. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
gotta be ready. And I had a whole, I dressed it up very nicely. I have a little package. You have to make sure that you're intentional about how you position yourself. Before CGA, I didn't have, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have a bridal client.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now I'm actually on my fourth or fifth one now. And it's really about how you're positioning yourself. You have to be intentional. You have to be intentional about the conversations that you're having with people.
Absolutely. So not only are you doing a wedding, you're being flown out to do a wedding. You're doing a destination wedding. That is not the same as your client is getting married. She stops by the salon, you pin her hair up, and then she goes for the day. That is not the same. And I'm sure that you're going to treat this as an influencer day and get a lot of content so that you can get flown out for other larger destination weddings moving forward. Cynthia, I'm so proud of you. My God, I
I'm
am
trying. I'm trying.
so proud of you, Cynthia. My God. Like, I'm supposed to be asking you questions, but I'm just staring so intently, like, you, you, oh, girl. All right. So, now that you're stepping into industry leadership, what kind of impact do you want to have forward?
You know what? Going forward, in terms of the impact, I just want to make sure that in everything that I do, despite my talents, and my efforts, my character and my integrity precedes me. With that being said, I want that same mindset to follow those beauty professionals that I have the privilege of mentoring, and educating, to have that same mindset, because having a skill set that is valued, by many is one thing, but when your character is in alignment and you're honest, and you're operating with trust, you will be your work in the industry will be sustainable.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I've had so many ideas while you were talking about other things you can do if you so decide. So, one thing about me, after you graduate Celeb Gigs Academy, you don't get rid of me. We may not meet every week, but I'm someone you can continue to reach out to. And the goal is to see you grow. It doesn't make any sense for me to do a program like Celeb Gigs Academy and not want to see people who have invested in themselves be more successful. So, what would you say to anyone who is thinking, okay, I love working at this counter. I love being behind the chair. I love styling hair, but I want to have success beyond the chair. And they're considering Celeb Gigs Academy. What would you say to them?
First and foremost, bet on yourself. I'm going to say that first and foremost because I remember when I was in that room, I was going through some challenging situations in life,
Mm-hmm.
and you mentioned the cost for the program, and I was like, oh my goodness, really? But
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, Cynthia, you need to unleash, some more power, and this is the
Yeah.
outlet. This is the outlet. So whether you're standing behind that counter or you're behind the chair and you're wanting to understand, like to put yourself and position, it's all about the mindset. The mindset is important. You got to bet on yourself. You got to bet on yourself, and anything that is
Mm-hmm.
going to put you in a position to do otherwise, remove it. Bet on yourself, and make sure that once you bet on yourself and you make that decision to join Celebrity Gigs Academy, make sure that you're all in. Make sure you're doing the work too. Make sure you're doing the work. Don't shortcut it, and make
Mm-hmm.
sure that you're aligning your efforts with people, with things that coincide. If it doesn't, let it go. And that's all I have. But most importantly, bet on yourself. And nowadays we're in this culture where people say, be delusional. Sometimes you got to be delusional.
Mm-hmm.
And pay for it and make the investment, because the reality of it all is, when I sat in that room, I thought to myself, I've paid to be in programs that were 8 times that amount. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what, I have no excuse. Let's go.
Absolutely. I take mentorships as well, and they are way, way, way more expensive. And my mentors tell me, why don't you make Celeb Gigs Academy more expensive? Yeah, that would be nice. But also, I need people to take the program, get the help, and see how it helps their career. I didn't start Celeb Gigs Academy as a money pool. I'm still a working artist. I can support myself with or without it. But this is my legacy. This is my way of giving back. I want to leave a positive and strong impact on the beauty industry. I created Celeb Gigs Academy to help open doors for those who deserve these opportunities, but they're met with gatekeepers or they get inside the room, but no one told them how to behave once inside the room, or people who don't know how to pitch or position themselves. Or most importantly, people who are getting in the rooms because they've properly pitched and positioned themselves, but they're not being properly paid because they didn't understand invoicing and contracts. So, Celeb Gigs Academy is great here for hairstylists and makeup artists. And Cynthia, you have just made me so happy. It is wonderful to see you as a salon owner, as a mentor, as an educator, as a creative director, running your own fashion shows, as a partner with major international corporate brands, as someone with a long career ahead of you. It was just wonderful to work with you, and I'm so happy to be a part of your journey. I'd like to thank you for being a part of the Celeb Gigs Effect. And is there anything you'd like to say to the people before we conclude?
No, understand that everything that you do in the beauty industry, you want to make sure that you are creating longevity and make sure that, like I said before, this industry does not stop and end with us. I could not say that enough. So you got to make sure that as you're climbing, that you're lifting up other people in the process. As because one of my favorite models is lift as we climb. So
Yes.
as you're climbing, make sure you're lifting up other people, because you never know, that same person that you help may be that person that comes to keep your business going for another 10 or
Yeah.
15 years.
Yes, yes, yes. You are absolutely right. There was a saying I was trying to think of that I couldn't. Oh, get where you want to go by helping others. You'll get wherever you want to go if you help other people get to where they want to go. There is a way where, like I tell people all the time, if you invested in my program, which is really to help you, my goal is to continue to help you,
Mhm.
you know? So thank you so much for joining us today, Cynthia. You guys make sure you're following Cynthia and watching as she is growing and helping others. And I'd love to see you tonight at my webinar, Success Beyond the Chair, completely free. And you sign up at celebgigs.com. All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye
Have a
bye.
great one.
You too. Okay, so thank you, everyone. You know what? If I have you guys here, I'm going to show you our. Let me see. Are they going to allow me to do this? I'm going to show you a little sneak peek from her fashion show. Okay, let's see if I can do it. How beautiful! How beautiful! How beautiful! Okay, so Cynthia is doing major things, and she is in a market that is not New York and it is not LA. For those of you who say, Monet, I'm interested in Celeb Gigs Academy, but I'm not in a super major city. Tallahassee is not a super major city either, but you can create an atmosphere where you're a big fish in a small pond. So let Cynthia know that you got a brief glimpse into her fashion show, and everybody stay connected. Any questions, jump in my DMs. Everyone have a great evening.